Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone's having a fantastic morning so far, guys. Really great to have you along here with me. Of course, guys, before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the video. If you could do that, please like the video for me, guys. Thank you ever so much, guys. Let's get started now. Before I start, I want to put everything into perspective here, because without this, I would not be here. You guys will not be here. We would not be here talking about this great football club that we love so much. The Munich air disaster happened 67 years ago today. On February the 6th, 1958, Manchester United suffered their greatest tragedy as the plane taking Manchester United party home from the European Cup match against Red Star Belgrade crashed in a wintry condition in Munich, Germany. The Busby Babes, as United's brilliant young team was known to the football followers everywhere, had beaten Red Star 5-4 the previous day on aggregate to reach the semi-finals. 8 United players were amongst the 23 who lost their lives. England internationals Roger Byrne, Tommy Taylor, David Pegg, along with Eddie Coleman, Mark Jones, Jeff Bent, and Liam Whelan died in the crash. Duncan Edwards, already an England legend at the age of 21, died later in a German hospital. United coach Bert Whaley, trainer Tom Curry, and club secretary Walter Kripkmar were also killed, as were 8 journalists as well. So we cannot forget about the lives that have been lost. We cannot forget about the lives that have been lost. The great names that were sacrificed for this great club. And, you know, it resonates with me every single day. When I turn on this screen, when I put Manchester United on the television, when I go to watch Man United on a Saturday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, it's because of these guys here. The men and women who sacrifice themselves for this football club every single day. So, guys, it is the anniversary today of the Munich air disaster. And I want to say this. Despite the devastating losses, United still managed to play the FA Cup 5th round tie against Sheffield Wednesday at Old Trafford less than 2 weeks later on February the 19th. Now, people want to tell me about character and mentality. February the 6th, Manchester United had the Munich disaster. February the 19th, Man United are playing the FA Cup 5th round tie against Sheffield Wednesday at Old Trafford with a depleted squad and no manager. Manchester United completed the season even reaching the FA Cup final, and Sir Matt Busby, seriously injured in the crash, recovered to rebuild the Reds into a team that won the league twice, FA Cup and European Cup in the 1960s. Now, I mentioned this the other day, you know, because you look at, I mentioned 1963 when Manchester United beat Leicester City 3-1 and we ended up going on to win the FA Cup. And you know what, winning the league 2 years later, winning the European Cup in 1968 as well. You know, and I want people to really concentrate on this, because the reason I support Manchester United, I'm a Londoner. I was born and bred in London. My friend came to me with videotapes, VHS tapes, the old VHS tapes of Manchester United, and books and magazines about Manchester United's history. And I couldn't help but be captivated by the history, you know, and it is what drew me to this football team. The history, the Busby Babes, you know, and this is why I supported this football club, how I fell for this football club. And I feel like many people have lost their way on this football club, the players, the fans, some people, you know, and they're just so like, oh, you know, we got to have success now. I can't take this pain anymore. What pain? What pain are you talking about? What pain are you talking about? We're talking about Manchester United lost lives in 1958. For you to talk about, oh, we haven't won one game. You know what I mean? So I've had enough. I'm not going to watch anymore. That's the difference. That's the difference. And when you talk about people who sacrificed themselves, the English football team of Manchester United, who believed in European competition, people talking about Liverpool's 6 European Cups. How many European Cups would Manchester United would have won if this terrible tragedy didn't happen? How many European Cups would he have won? And this is what I say. And when people want to talk about our great club, you know what I mean, want to say, I'm not watching anymore. I don't want to watch anymore. You know what? I think you should take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror and understand who we are. RIP, the Busby Babes, as usual, as I do every single year, because this is why we watch Manchester United. This is who we are. All right, this is who we are. And I want the players to understand this. They might look at it, it might not go in here, but they need to understand who we are. Absolutely, guys. Thank you, everyone, for listening to that. Thank you very much, guys. Let's read some of your comments out, guys. Let's read some of your comments out very soon. Big up Boo Moo TV. What's going on? Thank you so much. Big up Redwood Tower. Brilliant channel. Thank you so much, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Come on, Pete. Smash the likes and subscribe button. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Big up UK Rap as usual. Tyborg RP, the Busby Babes. Big up Tyborg, my friend. Absolutely. Big up Sanjay. Munich, February 5th. Absolutely. Yep. Sanjay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And 10 years after the bad tragedy, well, won the Champions League, the first English club to win the Champions League as well. Not only that, the first English club. When other English clubs in Europe, Tyborg, other English clubs did not believe in European competition. So when people want to throw how many European Cups have we won, remember that. Remember who were the pioneers of English football. Remember who were the ones who believed in European football in England. You know what I mean? When all these other teams didn't, which is why Man United had to be forced to come home from Belgrade that day. They had to be forced, you know? Unbelievable. Built different. Absolutely, Dylan. Built different. Absolutely, brother. I wish I could see Duncan Edwards play. All the big players at the time have said that he was special. Duncan Edwards was an absolute maestro. Duncan Edwards. I mean, I've heard many people when I was growing up talk about Duncan Edwards. When I used to go to Old Trafford many years ago, they used to talk about Duncan Edwards in a glowing light, world class, probably the best player in Europe at the time. I mean, England won the World Cup in 1966. Imagine they had Duncan Edwards as well, for goodness sake. Do you know what I mean? They would have won it a couple of more times, in my opinion. It definitely, Man United would have dominated Europe. Like, people look at the Real Madrid domination over the 50s and the 30s and stuff like that, right? They look at the Real Madrid domination. Manchester United would have dominated Europe. They would have dominated Europe in the 50s, the late 50s and the 60s, 100%. Darren, Manchester United, one special football club. Absolutely. Absolutely. The biggest football club in the world. We are more than a football club. This is why when people come to me, they speak on my WhatsApp group. Guys, you know what? They speak on my WhatsApp group and they tell me how, you know what, I'm not going to support. I'm not going to watch anymore. I'm not going to watch anymore. Football is not just about winning, guys. You know, it's not just about winning. We have problems at the moment. Of course, we have problems at the moment at Manchester United. We have a whole list of problems at this great football club right now. But one thing we do not do is we don't turn our back on our football club. We carry on supporting the manager. We carry on supporting the football team. That is what we do. That is our DNA. That is how we support this football club through thick and thin, regardless what the result is. Regardless what the result is. And because that is the reason people like me, you know, support this football club, this great football club, because of them. They gave us the platform. I didn't make this platform. The Busby Babes made this platform. Not me. It was them. They're the ones who gave me this platform. They're the ones who gave you a platform to speak about Manchester United, to criticize Manchester United, to say, I'm not going to support the team anymore. I'm just going to stop watching. It was those guys there, right, who sacrificed themselves for this great football club, for you to have a voice. Now, you know what? I look around the internet and I look around everywhere and I see people talking about this football club like it's like a fashion statement, like it's for clout, you know. And for me, this football club is more than that, you know. And when we lose games, I'm upset. I criticize. Of course I do. You know, I'm upset. I lose you know what? I lose my plot. I lose the plot sometimes. But we should do. We love the football club at the end of the day because those footballers on the pitch are representing those guys over there. Those guys who sacrificed themselves for you, for you. Do you know what I mean? To have a platform, for those players to have a 350 grand a week contract. You know what I mean? For you to be walking around the pitch. You know what I mean? That's why I criticize the players who do not want to wear this shirt with pride, who do not want to give 100% for this football club week in, week out. We are more than a football club. We are more than a football club. And this is why the Glazers don't quite understand that. Jim Ratcliffe doesn't quite understand that. When you think about European competition and you think about Liverpool talking about their 6 European titles, we were the pioneers of European football in England. You didn't believe in European football. And now you're standing on the shoulders of giants. You're standing on the shoulders of Manchester United. That's what you're doing, to have a platform, to have elevation. Absolutely, guys. But, guys, yeah, let's get into it. Thank you, everyone, guys, who's been joining me every single day. I really appreciate it, of course. Tybog. Somewhere in the 90s, I was in Serbia and met an older guy who was talking about United and the tragedy. I swear I was crying, and he wasn't even a United fan. This is how the tragedy influenced people. Tybog, I really wish that I could go to Munich today. I really wish that I can go to the memorial. I don't know if you heard about the memorial. You go to the memorial and, you celebrate the life of the Busby Babes, of course, and all those who passed, the journalists and, of course, as well, and the secretaries and trainers, etc. I would love to go to Munich and pay my respects. I really would, as we do every single year. Manchester United, we go to Munich and we pay our respects, of course. So I don't understand why the media want to put the club down every chance they get. I don't understand, Darren. I really don't understand it, because at the end of the day, Manchester United are the pioneers of English football. I firmly believe that. We are English football. We are English football. We are the ones who gave them a platform. We are the ones. Without Manchester United, if Manchester United right now turned around and said, I'm not going to play in England, I'm not going to play in the Premier League anymore, and I'm going to leave the Premier League would fold. The Premier League would fold tenfold. You know what I mean? So these media outlets, they don't quite understand who they're talking to, who we are. There should be a minute silence in every single game this weekend, but there won't be. There won't be a minute silence in every single game this weekend. There won't be a minute silence in every single European game if it fell on a European day. Because they don't appreciate what Manchester United did. Because deep down, the Munich disaster is because of the FA. Because of the FA. It was because of the FA. They forced Manchester United, threatening Manchester United with a points deduction. So they're the ones who are to blame. When Man United are too busy building English football to what it was, winning European Cups, putting the Premier League, not the Premier League, the old Division 1 English football on the map. Bobby Charlton killing it in the World Cup in 1966. I don't understand why the media have it in for us. They've got it in for, obviously, Ruben Amorim now. Gary Neville has seemed to have forgotten where what he is, who he is. He's gone a bit way in the head, and he's starting to talk about, Ruben Amorim in the bad light, and he should change his tactics. Why should he change his tactics when these same players cannot play in simple tactics that Eric Ten Hag trying to implement? It doesn't make any sense. It's a contradiction. So you want Ruben Amorim to change so we can keep losing as well. It doesn't make any sense. I have planned to go to Munich today with my brother. I live near Cologne, some 7 hours drive from Munich, but it would be worth it. Unfortunately, I'm sitting at home and sick. I hope you'll do better, Tybog. Absolutely. I hope you get better soon, my friend. Really great to have you here, of course. Really good to have you here. But you know what? It would be an experience. So one day, hopefully, Tybog will meet in Munich, and we'll do the memorial together, of course. That would be absolutely fantastic. Because you know what? This is what we are at Manchester United. We are a family at Manchester United. We are family. And, people don't quite understand it because I come from London, and they don't quite understand because there are fans out there who started supporting Man United when they were successful. I didn't, right? I'm a nostalgic person. So even when I was younger, I was very nostalgic. Even I was a kid and I was nostalgic, and I still wanted to know the history of Manchester United. I still wanted to know, about the Busby Babes, about Sir Matt Busby, about Duncan Edwards, about George Best, about Dennis Law, Paddy Queren. You know, Blanchflower as well. I want to know about all these players. You know, I was just like that. And I got to know the history. And I think this is imperative that when you become a Manchester United fan, whenever you became a Manchester United fan, I think it's so important, whether you're sitting in Abuja in Africa or you're sitting in San Francisco in America, I think it's very, very important that you learn the history of the football club. You learn the history of the football club. Forget and put aside your Player FC. Put aside your Rashford FC, who's getting 350 grand a week to walk on the pitch. When those guys, those great men of 1958 sacrificed themselves for him to earn 350 grand a week. And you're telling me that I can't criticize Marcus Rashford. I can't say nothing about Marcus Rashford. It's disgusting at the end of the day, guys. Now, let's get into it. Manchester United have prioritized Liam Delap as a summer signing. Liam Delap, of course, is an attacking midfielder who plays for Ipswich Town. Very talented individual. He is high on the list on Manchester United's wish list. Now, the problem with Liam Delap is that he is co-owned by Manchester City, and it could become complicated with the price. Manchester United are planning for the summer. Manchester United have big plans for the summer. I know it can be spin, but I'm just reporting what I'm hearing, and I think you guys should know who Manchester United are looking at bringing up through the transfer window, of course, in the summer. Manchester United are after Liam Delap. Manchester United want to sign Liam Delap. He's one of the bright sparks of Ipswich Town this season. Of course, Ipswich Town have not been great this season, but Liam Delap has been a shining light in their team, of course, guys. Absolutely, a shining light in their team. And Manchester United are interested in Liam Delap, guys. They are interested in him. Another couple of players that Manchester United are interested in. One player that Manchester United are interested in, and Manchester United had scouts at the last FC Midtjylland game this week. One player they were looking at is Ousmane Diallo. Ousmane Diallo is a 20-year-old from Senegal, a centre-back. He is valued around 4 million euros. Manchester United are looking at Ousmane Diallo. They were looking at a couple of players for FC Midtjylland. One of them was Ousmane Diallo. The other player, of course, was Valdemar Andreasen, or Valdemar Biskov, if you want to say his middle name. He is known by Valdemar Biskov Andreasen. Vladimir Biskov Andreasen is another young player, of course, 20 years old, attacking midfielder, winger, can play left, right, wing back as well. Good player, young player, who also plays for FC Midtjylland, of course, guys. So Manchester United had scouts at the FC Midtjylland game looking at these two players in particular. Manchester United will be sending scouts around Europe, around the world. Should the worst happen that Man United do not qualify for Europe, Man United are going to have to look at the next big thing, of course, in regards to the unknown quantity, in regards to players around Europe. They're going to have to look at the likes of Valdemar Andreasen. They're going to have to look at the likes of Ousmane as well, of course, guys. So they're going to have to look at the likes of him, of course, Ousmane Diallo. And Manchester United are interested in these two players. Now, look, you know what? Man United are looking for the next big thing. Man United are not going to spend 100 million on players. The days of those days have gone. Those days are well and truly gone, unfortunately. I mean, some may say fortunately, but the days of, you know what, 100 million here, 200 million there, those days are over, guys. Those days are over, of course. Absolutely. But Manchester United are in the transfer market at the moment. Man United are looking at players around Europe, around the world. South America is another player that Manchester United, another area that Man United are going to be intensively scouting, of course, guys. Absolutely. And, you know, don't be surprised if we start being linked with players that are not familiar with the ear, of course, guys. That is very important. Of course. Let me read some things out for you guys real quickly, if you don't mind. I'm just going to read some things out for you guys. Right. So Dave Brailsford has unveiled a plan for the Man United staff called Mission 21, which aims to bring a 21st Premier League title. Okay. Brailsford drafted the plan with the help of James Morton, a professor at Liverpool, John Moores University. I mean, did they really need to go to university to figure out 21st Mission 21? Did they really need to go to university to do that? I don't know about that, my friends. Absolutely not. He is the former head of nutrition and performance of Team Sky and a former Liverpool nutritionalist. They eat rats. Brailsford and Morton presented the Mission 21 project to the performance managers at Carrington. There you go, guys. And that is from Matt Lawton from the Times. Very, very interesting, that one. Very, very interesting indeed. We go on. The project is of the Project 150 initiative, which was presented by Omar Barada last autumn and is linked to the club's 150th anniversary in 2028. The main players in this project are Barada, Wilcox, Colette, Roche, and Brailsford. Now, look, let me tell you something about this. I don't want to pin a success plan because England did that. England was supposed to win the 2022 World Cup, were they not? At the end of the day, I don't want to pin that. We start now and we aim at success now. Stop aiming at a time. Just go with the flow and let's aim at success as soon as we possibly can. That's how it should be. That's how it should be, of course. Asif, what's going on, my friend? How we doing? Today's plastic players and fans hardly know United is built on sweat and blood. They're like kids with everything on the table, but have no idea how to provide and managers to provide. They don't understand the fabric and DNA of Manchester United. They don't. They see Manchester United as a clout tool. And I don't want to be out of order, but there are people around the world who support this football club who are too much of the player FC kind. You know what? Oh, Rashford or this or Rashford and that and this and that. When these guys, they don't quite understand where we come from as a football club in regards to the tragedies that have happened to this football club and the adversities that have happened to this football club. It's hard to imprint this in their silly little heads about this, that it's not about one player here. We are all about the club and the badge. That's what we're all about, guys. And when I make a comment on Twitter saying that no one knows what Rashford is going through, because I know, they start defending him even though they don't know what has happened, right? They just say, you're lying, you're lying. Mate, I speak to big Manchester United fans around the world. If you're going to tell me I'm lying about something that I know full well that the owner of various branches of Manchester United around the United Kingdom have told me, then who are you at the end of the day? And this is the problem. You know, they don't want to sit down and listen. They're too inclined with the player FC malarkey. And it's disgraceful, to be honest with you, when you think about that. You know, Manchester United are Manchester United for the badge. That's what they are, of course. It's mission every season, Sal. Absolutely. Mission every season. Absolutely, Darren. It is mission every season. It's mission 2025. Let's call it mission 25. Let's call it mission 26 next season. Oh, no. Let's call it mission 27 the season afterwards. That's what we should do at the end of the day. Big up, Darren. RMCF, United should bring back Mason Greenwood. Don't want to talk about Mason, to be honest with you. Mason's not a Man United player anymore. Man United won't be bringing about Mason Greenwood. And unfortunately, that is just the way it is. Unfortunately, guys. It is what happened, and we don't want to go down that road anymore, guys. Absolutely not. Big up, Jojo. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. If they don't get rid of those American owners, United remain the same crap club. Exactly, they will. Because at the end of the day, we have this dark cloud hovering over us, and that it is the Glazers. It is the Glazers. Those are the problem at Man United right now. It is the Glazers. They're the problem. Right. We can still hope that we will be good. We're not going to be crap. I wouldn't say crap. We're not a crap club. We're a crap football team, Jojo. Just to get you straight, yeah? Man United will never be a crap club. You know, Man United are the Busby Babes. Man United come from 1958. Man United are a bad team. That's what I would say. At the moment, Man United are a bad team, right? We can still get success. I'm sure of that. But we have to find a way to override what the Glazers have done to this football club. Let's carry on. In regards to Casemiro, of course, hasn't been playing. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Besiktas are reportedly interested in signing Manchester United Casemiro as Turkish clubs continue to do business this winter. That obviously, of course, the Turkish window has not closed yet. So don't forget that players like Casemiro could still leave. Give him to Ole. Just give him to Ole. Ole can have him. Absolutely. Leny Yoro has been speaking. He said, when I was a kid, everyone was watching Manchester United. It's a dream to be here. Absolutely. Man United are the pioneers. Everyone was watching Manchester United when we were young, especially me. Goodness me, that was like a long time ago when I was young. But there you go. Absolutely. Leny Yoro goes on to say, Of course, I came to Manchester United for a big prize. So the pressure is here. People speak a lot. There's also some media that are in our lives every day. Absolutely. But when I go to the training ground with my teammates, I just focus, go on the pitch and train. He's really got a level head as Leny Yoro. He really has. He really knows what he's talking about. And I like the way he speaks about the media and stuff like that. I really do like this. I like the way he conducts himself. Very, very professional. He's a very young lad as well, guys. You know, thrown into the deep end. In training, it's really, I would say, hard, but it's important. We have a lot of training, and for him, Amorim, in regards to Ruben Amorim, training is really important because you play the game like you train. Absolutely. The most important thing is to be really good in training. If you are not working, if you are lazy in training, he won't like you. He'll kill you. It's normal because, yeah, you play, you train. And who is that aimed at, guys? Who is that aimed at? Please. Two guesses for telling me who is that aimed at. If you are not working, if you are lazy in training, he will not like you. Who is he talking about, guys? Tell me. Who is he talking about? I wonder. There you go. Absolutely. For me, not really, because I don't search my name on Twitter or Instagram, so I don't see my name on social media. And this is exactly how these players should be. This bunch of players, this is exactly how they should be in regards to their media, their personal life. They don't need to look at social media. Social media is a cesspit. I don't even look at my social media. You know, the ads and the people at me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, it's crazy. It's a cesspit. I have a good relationship with Ruben Amorim. I just try to do what he asked me to do. He's big on communication with players because he played at the top level. He's been at a lot of clubs, so he knows your feelings when you are not playing or when you have a bad game. He knows how to speak with you, and that's really important for me. Absolutely. Big up Ruben Amorim's army. That is what it's all about. It is all about Ruben Amorim's army, of course. Guys, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me know what you think about those quotes, of course. Absolutely. If they don't get rid of him, yeah, I think I read that one. Big up. I said the snowflakes would be offended again. There is no way back for him, to him. Absolutely. There's no way back for Mason Greenwood. And I think it's best we put that to bed, to be honest with you. Absolutely. Because Mason Greenwood, it's happened what's happened. Whatever has not happened, whatever's not happened. I wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors with his family, with his girlfriend, with his kids. And that's it. At the end of the day, at the time, I felt like, you know what, it was a little bit harsh and stuff like that. But obviously, there were certain people who felt strongly about this. And for Mason Greenwood to have come back to England, to Manchester United, there are still that minority in the ground that, you know what, are not happy with him. When I was growing up, I was in the stadium when Beckham was getting abused. I was in the stadium when Beckham was getting so abused. It was terrible. I mean, some of the things I heard in the stadium was sickening about his wife. You know, it was disgusting. And, you know, if there was social media around back then, thank God there wasn't. Because at the end of the day, that would have destroyed David Beckham. You know, it was bad enough as it is, what we were hearing in the stadium, but each one of us backed David Beckham to the hill and back. This situation, of course, is different. This situation, of course, is personal to some people, and some people won't forget it, won't forgive and forget. Now, that is just the way it is, unfortunately. Sal, have you heard United owing the land around Old Trafford, the reason the leeches are? Yes, I heard about it from the United stand. As if I knew about it before. I've been speaking about it on this channel a long time ago about the land that is owned by Manchester United that they are looking to sell to the government, where they're going to build houses and flats and apartments and hotels on that land. And Ineos and the Glazers stand to make lots and lots of money. Now, part of that land redevelopment will help the stadium in regards to building the stadium. The stadium is going to be 7 years to make. That's too long, in my opinion. We're too old for that. So at the moment, in my opinion, I think they should just get their head down and concentrate what's on the football pitch. That's what they should really be doing, to be honest with you, in my opinion. You know, and then when we get good back on the football pitch, then we will accumulate more money, and then we obviously will build a new stadium. Maybe if the Glazers weren't there, we could have built a new stadium anyway as well. Jojo, I love United so bad that it hurts to how the club is becoming. At the end of the day, Jojo, it's very hard, you know, to understand where this football club was and where this football club is now. you know, and a big part of that is the mentality and the culture at the football club is wrong. There are cults within the fan base. There are Player FC, there's Fan Cam FC, there's, you know what, Elitist FC. There's so many different cults within the fan base. And Manchester United Football Club need to unite. How we used to unite in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s, when we were a family club. That's what we need to do. And to be honest with you, it's hard to comprehend how we've dropped so far. But as a Manchester United fan, on this special day of February the 6th, I always reminisce and I always think about where we came from, you know, as a football club, where we came from, you know, the adversities that we suffered. And I'm always grateful that I've seen the great things that I've seen. I've seen a treble, I've seen double doubles, I've seen trophies, I've seen Premier League titles, every single one of Alex Ferguson's titles I've seen. And I feel grateful for that. You know, and I feel grateful for the Busby Babes and Sir Matt Busby supplying me with that. I've been in the stadium when Sir Matt Busby was sitting in the stadium in 1993, 94. I've been in the stadium at that time, you know, and, you know, where Manchester United come from, I think we're losing our way a little bit. I think we're losing our way a little bit. I think we're losing who we are, our fabric of who we are, you know. We got Dalot FC. We got Rashford FC. We got Anthony FC. And you know what? It's Manchester United FC, for goodness sake. You know, I will call out a player when they deserve to be called out. I will praise a player when they deserve to be called out as well and deserve to be praised. That is how we should do it in this football club. You know, unfortunately, so many have lost their way. Euros, bang on. The truth cannot be ignored. Hope United rise again and become the pain in the arse to the rest of the clubs as well, especially Liverpool. Absolutely, as if Manchester United will rise again. Don't worry about that. Man United will rise again. And when we do rise, it will be all the more sweeter. You know what? You cannot appreciate the sun until you felt a little bit of rain. You know, at the end of the day, you cannot see a rainbow until you've seen a little bit of rain as well. So at the end of the day, I feel like Man United will rise again. I really do believe that. 6th of February, Flowers of Manchester. Big up, Shabum. How you doing, my friend? Big up the Flowers of Manchester. The Flowers, obviously, the Busby Babes. Thank you so much. 6th of February will live in our hearts forever. And this is what I would resonate to everyone around. You know, everyone wants to treat Manchester United like a platform. You know, like a chance to get clout, a chance to talk about transfers, a chance to talk, you know, but it is always important that we remember who we are, where we came from. And when you take this club to your heart, when you have this football club in your heart, you know, you always keep it there. And you know what, regardless what happens, it's the club, right? It's the club. Forget about the Glazers, right? They're going to be gone very soon. You know what I mean? By hook or by crook. But it's about the club, and we always remember those people who came before us, of course. Fam, things have created at Man United. Issue is the fault of the owners, and normally we can only have a point. Nothing else can happen. So I think only good manager like Jose Mourinho will have success. No, he won't, GK, because he didn't have success, really. And he had the same success as Erik ten Hag did. Amram will get success. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And this is a time to talk about, you know, February the 6th. I don't know if you understand it in India, GK, but this is February the 6th. So let's not go down the route so much of that, okay? Big up, everyone. I just got caught up with the history of the Glazers in the club. Just unbelievable. All the club has gone through since they came into this club. Yes, but Man United have been through worse, Pearl. And it's about time people around the world understood that. Man United have been through much worse. You know what I mean? And today is the day we remember that. You know, we remember that. We are talking today. GK is talking from India. You're talking from Singapore. Rasta will talk from New York because of the Busby Babes. Because of the Busby Babes. I will talk right here, right now, because of the Busby Babes. And that is what it's all about. Player FC are plastic fans to be. I mean, to be honest with you, the Player FC brigade, you know what I mean? The Player FC brigade, you know what? They drive me mad. They drive me mad because they are supporting a player based on sinister motives. Sinister motives. And you make out what they are, of course, especially. So a couple of years ago, I was in a pub in Manchester. Pat Ferrin was a great yep. And when he heard I was from Germany, he sit with me and I'm talking about the Busby Babes for over an hour. Big up, Tybo. Big up, Tybo. Show me, you know, show me pictures. Give me these stories, of course. Absolutely. I'm going to bring in more stories on my membership videos. Of course, Tybo. Just like you suggested, I will bring up memories of my memories as a Manchester United fan over the years as well, and my memories about supporting this great football club, of course. Bless up, everyone. Bless up, Rasta. Big up, my friend. Later, he took me behind the podium and we had pictures together, 1968 trophy. I will never forget this. Send them over. Send them over, Tyborg. Send them over, my friend. Today is a very important day for us fans. Absolutely. Only United DNA can bring back you where United should be, top of all clubs. United Empire was built by United DNA. We need the class of 92 alike team to get back to where we belong. What I would say, Asif, what I would say, it's not the class of 92 without Keane, without Bruce, without Pallister, without Schmeichel, without Keane, without Cantona, without Giggs, without Cole. Just remember that. Just remember that. They need to remember that as well. Absolutely. Goigo Ever is my heaven. How old is a special place in my heart as a fan? Yes, big up Rasta. Very good comments, of course. Absolutely. Hit the like button. Thank you so much, Asif. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. How can I send you, Sal? Where to? Just send it here. Send it here. Or just send it on my Twitter page, which is Stretford Post. Yeah, I'll retweet it. Just tweet it to me and I'll retweet it for you. And that would be great, of course. Like, yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter anyway, Tybo. But I'm just interested. I like to see those pictures. I like Paddy Crerand. I think Paddy Crerand is a legend of Manchester United. Always well-spoken as well. Always well-spoken and always honest. And that's what I love about Paddy Crerand. He's an absolute diamond, an absolute legend of the club, of course. I really do firmly believe that. Absolutely, guys. Yeah. But you know what? The great football club that Man United were in the 90s and the early turn of this century, right? And Man United is still a great club without the success. And I would say this, but we have to put things in context, in perspective of what happened in the 90s and the late 80s and the early 90s, and what exactly happened during that time. And it wasn't all just the class of 92 came in and they became successful. No, it wasn't. And this is why we can't just throw young players in the team now, because we don't have our Cantonas, we don't have our Coles, we don't have our Giggs, we don't have our Keanes, we don't have our Pallacers, we don't have our Bruces, we don't have our Irwins, we don't have our Schmeichels. Do you know what I mean? So we can't just throw those players in, because all we've got crybabies and bottlers in our team. So at the end of the day, we are bringing a young player in right now. It's not going to be the same thing. You know, it's difficult. We need to build winners before we can start throwing these players into the team. I'm also a content creator. Hoping one day the future will collab sometime, anytime, Paul. Whenever you're ready, my friend, I will cut. You can come on the show whenever you want, my friend. Absolutely. You're more than welcome to come on this channel whenever you want, as is everyone else, of course, guys. Absolutely. And yeah, so that's what I would say. And you know what? Football is not just about success. We got relegated in 1974, guys. It's not all about success. And the part of Manchester United's heritage and part of Manchester United's history is our failures and is our adversity. Alex Ferguson would tell you that. If we didn't lose the league title in 1995, we wouldn't have brought through the class of 92 in 1995-96, which led to the double. You can't win anything with kids. If we didn't lose the league title to Arsenal in 1998, 97, 98, I bet your bottom dollar we wouldn't have won the treble in 1999. Because they kept us on our toes. They kept us to that level. They're the ones who built us up to that level. They're the ones who kept us on our toes. It was those guys. It was the opposition. And when we lost these league titles, we came back stronger. You know what I mean? We came back stronger. And this is an example of who Manchester United are. You know, and we always should respect our adversities, right? This season is a learning curve. This season, we are learning a lot about our football club right now. We are learning a lot about our players. And some of them are captains. Some of them are experienced players. We are learning a lot about the mentality of these players. As we go along, we're learning a lot about these players. And to be honest with you, I'm not impressed with these players. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't support the football club. I'm going to stop watching. It's just that I don't trust these players, but I love my football club. That could be the option. It shouldn't be I love my players, but I hate my football club, because I see that on Twitter a lot. And that is where we go wrong as football fans. You know what I mean? It is all about the badge. It's all about Manchester United, of course. Absolutely. Rasta. Now, I can say this, the do-ups and downs that we're going through right now at this current moment. I look back and remember why I'm a fan. That's absolutely, Rasta. When I look back at Manchester United's history, right, and I look back as a fan of Manchester United, and I look back on the adversities. I look back at the adversities as much as I look back at the successes. You know, I was sitting there at Old Trafford when Mark Overmars scored at Old Trafford to make it 1-0 to Arsenal, and Arsenal went on to win the league. I remember that just as well as I remember the treble. I remember when we lost to Blackburn Rovers and we needed a goal at West Ham and we were begging for a goal, and Andy Cole missed 10 sitters and man, the ball just wouldn't go in the net when it did once from Brian McClare. But you know what? We just couldn't win the game. And Liverpool won the game, and all we needed was one more goal to win the title. I remember that very, very well. I remember these adversities very, very well. I remember coming close to Leeds United to win the league in 1992, and we just fell short with Eric Cantona, Howard Wilkinson, Gary Speed, Gordon Strachan in that Leeds team. I remember these times, you know, and these will resonate just as much as the successes. And that is what's so important, because life isn't all about plain sailing and roses and unicorns and My Little Ponies and Care Bears. Life, you have setbacks in life. And the most important thing when you get setbacks is how you bounce back, right? It's how you bounce back. Now, these players are not showing me anything of character. They're not showing me the ability that they can bounce back. Every single one of them, right? Every single one of them. They're all to blame. No individuals, right? They're all to blame. Some worse than others, but they're all to blame as a whole, right? They do not have the ability to bounce back. They do not have the character to bounce back. They are not what I would class as Manchester United DNA. And we go call out the owner for their failure. They know what they did. They know what they did, and we all know why they did it. And at the end of the day, you know what? This is the biggest problem at Manchester United. I mean, if Qatar were in charge of Manchester United's heritage would have been respected a lot more. And people would tell me, oh, but Qatar, human rights. What human rights? It's one of the safest places in the world. People come there from all around the world are welcome and are work in that country, you know, without having been discriminated against. No racism, nothing, my friend, nothing, right? Let's talk about human rights in England, where people who are 70 years old can't afford their electricity and gas bills. Let's talk about that, shall we? So you want to go through the human rights? Let's talk about that then, shall we? Exactly. Big up, Rasta. The reason I referred to class of 92 because I want our academy to like them, and we know the winning mentality is always needed. That mentioned last time that United needed to bring a winning experience. Man United, look, the class of 92 were an absolute gem of a bunch, and to be honest with you, they were local as well. And it's not that matters that much, but they sort of understand the Manchester United DNA. Many younger players now, it's different. Younger players who are coming through now are pampered, are not street footballers. When the class of 92 came through, they were street footballers. And this is what I touch on. It's so underrated. This is what I talk about every single week almost. The street footballer. Manchester United don't have any more street footballers, right? They have pampered footballers who, YouTube footballers who burst onto the scene, who have not grafted like a Paul Scholes used to, or like a Ryan Giggs used to. You know, even Eric Cantona did back in the day. Do you know what I mean? In Marseille and stuff like that. You know, they don't have that street footballer. They don't have that DNA of that. That's what they're missing. This is what they're missing. But you know what? The mentality was improved, the class of 92, because of the players who are already there. Brian Robson was still there. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. So these players there were the biggest part of the class of 92 succeeding. You know, if the class of 92 came now, right, in this Manchester United setup, they would fail. But let's not forget as well, an overriding thing about this whole thing here is Sir Alex Ferguson. Sir Alex Ferguson was a genius. Sir Alex Ferguson could make Raphael, Fabio, right midfield, left midfield, Gibson, you know what I mean? Carrick and Fletcher in defence and still win against Wolfsburg away and win against Arsenal at Old Trafford. He was a genius. He was just the minus touch, the genius. But he took him time. It took him time to get to that level of genius. This is what people forget. And this is what we need at Manchester United. When Alex Ferguson got rid of Paul McGrath, a fan favourite, Gordon Strachan, a fan favourite, Norman Whiteside, a fan favourite, people were attacking Alex Ferguson because they had a drinking culture, a bit like Marcus Rashford has right now. But then we did, you know what, then, you know, there were people criticizing and there were people saying Alex Ferguson out. There was no social media, so we couldn't have known how bad it was. But there were posters and there were banners of Alex Ferguson is out of his depth. There were posters and banners. And I was there at the stadium. You know what I mean? When I saw them. And it takes time. It takes time. And Ruben Amorim needs the support. South Qatar are against LGBTQ and the world went against them. LGBTQ is neither supported by science nor religion. The LGBT people are psychopaths. Qatar has always been on the right side. I know my feelings on this, Asif, and to be honest with you, I have to be very careful where I step in regards to this. But you know what? Rainbows used to be a nice thing for children to enjoy. Now it's to do with something completely different, you know. Unfortunately, sadly. And to be honest with you, I believe, in my opinion, that if I'm being honest, fair play, everyone has human rights. Everyone deserves human rights. But if you go to the UAE, if you go to Qatar, the only thing, right, I live in UAE. The only thing you cannot do in the UAE is show signs of affection, holding hands, kissing, things like that, right? That goes across the board, right? Straight or gay or bi, across the board, right? This is what they don't understand. It's the religion, and if you're going to have respect for people's beliefs, you have to have respect for people's beliefs. If you know what I mean, you have to have respect for religion. If you're going to have respect, if people have to respect what you believe in, they have to respect what I believe in, and that is what it is at the end of the day. But what's most important is that they have to get their facts right. They have to get their facts right, because what they were talking about Qatar was complete lies, fabricated lies. They watched too many Disney cartoons. Adam Crofton, all these clowns, do you know what I mean, out there who are down in Qatar and stuff like that. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I come to the UAE, right? And I've never seen such great medical care, hospitality, infrastructure, insurance, you know, everything about safety. I can walk out in the street right now with a chain, a gold chain, with diamonds in my hands, and no one's going to go near me. You know, that's the difference. Absolutely. But it is what it is. We disrespected Qatar. Well, the Glazers disrespected Qatar. And to be honest with you, they're not coming back after what happened. Unless the Glazers, they're not going to come back with an offer. The Glazers already have made their point, of course, as we said earlier, about the land at Old Trafford, the surrounding area at Old Trafford, which they're looking to redevelop, revamp with the buildings and the hotels and stuff like that. That's all they care about at the end of the day. This was Sir Jim. This was Sir Jim Ratcliffe's plan, the Vanity Project, the Sir Jim Ratcliffe Stadium, or the Sir Jim Ratcliffe Stand, or you know, the Ineos Stadium or the Ineos Stand, something like that. That's what they're looking to do, the vanity. That's the vanity that they were looking for. Sal, every country has its rules. If I'm to visit a country, I'm supposed to be able to follow the laws. I said, absolutely, Asif, and that is spot on. I was born and raised in England. I love England. London is my home. At the end of the day, I love England. It's my home. I was born there. It gave birth to me. I love the country. You know what I mean? It has a great heritage. Fantastic history in regards to inventing things and stuff and music and film, and it's pound for pound the most talented country in the world, in my opinion, right? But one thing I would say is that I respected the laws even though I disagreed with some laws. You know, even there were certain things I disagreed with. I worked in a hospital for 5 years and I had to abide by certain celebrations and certain 30-day celebrations and stuff like that, which, you know what, I don't necessarily believe we should be doing. You know, I believe in humanity. I believe in human beings. I believe in kindness. I believe in that. And that is what we should be celebrating. Humanity, kindness. Because we thrive with kindness, we win with kindness, of course. That is how human beings should be. Kindness, humanity, acceptance. And that is what it should be. Don't judge anyone. And as you said, Asif, respect people's beliefs. When in Rome, do what the Romans do. Respect their country and their culture. That's what I would say. But no one in the Middle East is saying that you can't be a certain sex. You can't be, you can't be a certain thing. You just don't advertise it in public because that is a religious thing, At the end of the day, no one's going to attack you. No one's going to hurt you. No one's going to, chop your hands off or anything like that. Silly things like that. No one's going to do things like that, And then this is what they have to do. The propaganda is mad. Too many Disney cartoons. Absolutely. Barcelona's 1958 stadium. Darren, I would love that. That would be so nice. That would be so beautiful if it was that. 1958 stadium, Busby Babes Stadium, Busby Babes 1958 stadium. But we all know, Darren, we all know that they're not going to do that. We all know that they won't do that. We know what their plan is. It's a vanity project at the end of the day. We know what one with them, isn't it? At the end of the day, Darren. Leeson, what's going on, my friend? Hi, Sal. Come to Mauritius one day. I pray, Leeson, I can come to Mauritius. I would love to come to Mauritius. Such a beautiful country. It's not far from me, where I am. One day I will come to Mauritius, Leeson. Absolutely. That would be fantastic because it's a beautiful place, an absolute amazing place. And I would love to come to Mauritius one day. I would love to travel and see you guys wherever you are in the world. Absolutely. I'm due to go to Germany very soon, of course. And yeah, I would love to do that very soon, of course. Rasta, one day I will visit UK more, as I mentioned. It's hard. I know it's hard, Rasta. I know what my brother lives in New York, as I told you. My brother works in a hospital in New York, and it's very hard to get time off work. You know, it's different to Europe. You have to literally earn your time off work in America. And I know it is difficult to just travel just like that. Big up, Rasta. Managers like Sarah had a vision and stood to their plans because they could see the future. Amram has the same instinct. Patience is needed. Should Amram get the owner back in, we are in good future. Look, you know what I would say, Asif? The owners were talking all week about let's not panic buy. Let's not panic. Now, let's see if these owners panic with Ruben Amram, right? If Ruben Amram doesn't get the required results, let's see if they panic with Ruben Amram. Let's see if they really believe in the panic thing. Because I'm tired. I don't know about you guys. I'm tired of sacking managers. I like Ruben Amram. I know what. And thank God, the majority of the fan base, the big fans, the proper fans who go every game as well, home and away, support Ruben Amram. Thank God for that. Because at the end of the day, we're tired of we're not blaming the manager anymore. This culture of you can do that and you'll get away with it. You might even get a new contract. This culture of that, you know what? It's got to stop. And we are targeting the players now. We're targeting the players. That's what we're doing. I don't care if you're Marcus Rashford, you're Anthony, you're Dalot, you're anyone. You don't perform for this football club, you're out the door. Rasta, that book you have, Sir Alex Ferguson, I'm going to get it. Yeah, it's one of the older ones, Rasta. I've got it signed as well. It's one of my older ones. It's one of my prized possessions, Rasta. Yeah. So I got that, of course, guys. Yeah. So in London, I got loads of memorabilia. I would love to do a competition with you guys to get to give away some of my memorabilia. I got signed shirts, I've got signed books, programs, everything. They're in London. I'm going to get them, of course, when I go there next. Darren, I will forgive this window if the summer is the one is amazing. Look, Darren, you know what? They bought 2 players and okay. All right. We know it. We're going to take their word for it, okay? But we needed more. But they're going to be judged in the summer. Bet your bottom dollar they're going to be judged in the summer. What they do in the summer at the end of the day is going to determine who they are. You know what I mean? You know what? Because if we don't make big strides, I don't want to be hearing excuses about we didn't qualify for Europe, so we're going to find it hard to sign players. Well, maybe if you sign some players in January, you might have won the Europa League and qualify for Europe, or won the FA Cup and qualify for Europe. I don't want to hear no excuses. They got to go out there and do the business. You know what I mean? Because I think the fans are growing tired, and I think the volume will be raised on Ineos. The volume will be raised again on Glazers. You know, Glinios. Definitely will. Tyborg, if you're in Germany, we have to meet, buddy. Don't you dare not to contact me. Absolutely. Of course, I'm going to contact you, Tyborg. Of course. My wife, who's Italian, she lived in Frankfurt for 6 years, Tyborg. She's an artist, and a sculpture artist. And she lived there for 6 years. And got connections to Germany, big connections to Germany. Yeah. And so definitely, of course, I'm going to contact you. Absolutely. That's what I do, guys. Absolutely. But yeah, this is what it's all about, guys. Today is a very special day. And it's a day I like to sit there and I like to think about Manchester United. And I like to thank the Busby Babes. Thanks to Matt Busby, wherever you are in the galaxy. I want to thank you because you are the reason. You are the reason that, you know what, we enjoy football every week. The memories I've had over the last 30 years, the fantastic memories I've had at Manchester United is because of you. It's because of you, because of the great Busby babes, Sir Matt Busby. You know what I mean? And I will never forget that. You know, I'll never forget that. And I will always appreciate that. That's why I don't go overboard. That's why I don't say bald fraud, peanut head. That's why I don't do things like that. You know what I mean? Because that is not who we are. We're a classy football team. You know what I mean? We're a proper football team. We don't go down that road. Big up, Victor. How you doing, Victor? Hope you're doing well. How for now? How you doing? Hope you're well. Victor Exchange. Like I said earlier, this manager become manager's graveyard. Players like Rashford have thrown good managers under the bus. Jose to Ole to Eric Ten Hag. Now we have Ruben, the manager, who can deal with our player power. Absolutely. And it's up to us as fans, as if to stick by him. Stick by him and not start this. I've heard, Asif, Portuguese this and Portuguese that already. I've heard that already, Asif. You know, I've heard that from your sides, from your rants. I've already heard it. It's disgusting, you know, and to be honest with you, these people who are given a platform need to be deleted and cancelled completely out of the football club completely. And I would urge BR Sports and all those people to delete them, you know. Michael, what's going on? Big up Ghana, massive. Big up my family from Ghana. Big up Ghana. And big up Michael. Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you back, my friend. Very good to see you back. We have a WhatsApp group with all the defenders in and that they send clips of strikers, their move and how to run on the outside. There is one person who is doing a lot of clip on the strikers for me. And the strikers, yeah, look, at the end of the day, Man United need a striker. Man United need to loan those players out. The two strikers, Ruben Amorim doesn't really believe in. And that is why he didn't play them in the last match against Crystal Palace, of course. In Amorim we trust. Absolutely, Michael. In Amorim we trust. Absolutely, guys. In Amorim we trust. I suggest that don't give new responsibility and tasks to perform. First, that our attacker is doing primarily task good. Immediately, if Manu go number 9, such things don't work. Manu should, look, at the end of the day, GK, Ruben Amorim has to try new things because he hasn't had a preseason. He has to try new things. You know, hindsight's a beautiful thing, GK. You know, you think you talk a good game, but, you know, you have to understand where Ruben Amorim is coming from, why he had to do these tactics. GK, you support my football club, right? Remember, it is the 6th of February. Remember that. Yeah? I don't know if you know what that is, GK. So, but please be respectful in regards to our manager. No player power anymore. We will support Amorim until he's successful. Big up, Michael. And that is the sort of comment I am talking about. GK, learn. Absolutely. Big up, Michael. Rasta, goodness me. You guys are killing me on the German. Michael, 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. Until he is successful. Spot on. Spot on, Darren. Spot on. I don't want to hear anything. Ruben Amorim's doing this wrong. Ruben Amorim should do this. Mate, you're a guy from, you know, who's not in football. You don't know nothing, mate. You know what I mean? I'm talking to these guys like they think they know everything about football tactics and tacticians and this and that and transfers and stuff, but they don't understand about Man United. So you might as well support Sheffield Wednesday. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, just go out and support Sheffield Wednesday. Do that. Do you know what I mean? So we're talking about a very special day and we're talking about, oh, Amorim done this wrong. Amorim, what do you want Amorim to do? Do you want him to keep playing the same players and not scoring? Or do you want him to try something new because he hasn't had a pre-season? It's very difficult to understand these people. You know what? You know, this should be happening. This should be happening. You know what I mean? Madness. Yobo, we have a what's the defenders? Yes, you just said that, brother. Absolutely. At the end of the day, look, everyone is a tactician. Everyone is a Twitter tactician, a WhatsApp tactician. Everyone is. No one knows more than what Ruben Amorim is looking at right now. No one knows more than him at the end of the day. The above post is from Yoro. The above post is from Yoro. The above post. I've just read it, mate. The one you just said. Big up. Thank you, Asif. Big up, Asif. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Let Ruben Amorim do his thing. Let Ruben Amorim do his job. And because you know what, he deserves time. And let him experiment because that is what he has to do. At the end of the day, look, it's not just black and white that strikers don't move, so we're not scoring goals. It's much deeper than that. We have no creativity. We have nothing going in regards to creativity. I'd like to know how many balls they get in the box. But bottom 5%, by the way, in Europe. We get into the box, balls into the box, bottom 5%. You know, so we got to look at things like that. You know what I mean? And we can't just talk about one thing, because it is a whole load of things, a multi-layered number of things at this football club that is wrong, you know, and needs to be fixed. Trust Ruben Amorim. Be patient, of course. Be patient, of course. Absolutely. Rasta, this is a football channel, not Duolingo, brother. You know what I mean? Yeah, so at the end of the day, guys, thank you everyone for joining me. And guys, I'll be back, hopefully be back later on, depending what's happening, of course. But you know what? Keep your notifications on, of course. No one should blame the coach for what is happening now. He had no preseason with the lads. Moreover, allow him to bring his own players. We will be fearful very, very soon. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Rasta. Big up everyone, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back later on, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Keep your notifications on. Please, guys, if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Of course, guys. Absolutely. And, guys, please don't forget to like the video. Please like the video. That'd be fantastic if you guys. Cheers, Tyborg. Big up yourself. And please don't forget to like the video. And don't forget, you can become a member. You love Stretford Post. You love Stretford Post. Become a member. Super chat. Support the channel. Support the channel. You know what I mean? It's, you know, I do this every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, late at night for you guys. So please support the channel. Like Tyborg, support the channel. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. And remember, glory, glory, Man United. Rest in peace, the Busby Babes. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. Take it easy, guys. Peace.